Hi everyone. Class is not yet started, right?
Hello, very good evening to all.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Just 2 minutes. We are expecting few more participants. Just a minute.
Yeah, yes.
All right, very good evening to all.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening. All right, so I can see some new names here. Can I know who are the new persons today to have joined?
Yeah, myself, Hemant. I'm a SAP FSO consultant. I'm
Okay.
based out of Hyderabad, and I need Excel training regarding, like, we got a data migration projects.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's the reason I'm taking
Oh,
actually.
correct. Thank you very much.
Thank
Other
you, sir.
person?
Sir, I'm Sampriti. I've completed my MBA and learning SAP, sir. Also,
Okay.
okay.
All right. All right. So in the last class, I think most of you already gone through the demo. So demo class. All right. So on that demo, we have discussed about we'll be working with from day one, we'll be working with the scratch. So that every participant will do one level to understand the concept of advanced Excel and all. So on that part, let's start with the basic concepts. Just give me a second to share the screen. Hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
All right. So once every participants are confirmed, what we'll do is we'll share this particular material package where we'll be working with the exercises and all, as well as the most important question whenever we go to any institute or anything. First, we'll ask for the material. So material. So nowadays, when we are in an internet platform, AI related concepts and all, so in internet we can work out whatever material you want, all right? So with the number of pages and all. So what we have different tried is instead of going with the same material, whatever we download, you can also download the same. Right. So based on our experience, what we have prepared is we have prepared a material in such a way that you can easily go through the material like a question answer type. So it will be very useful for the employees, those who are going for a job point of view or next level position purpose, interview skills related. What we have done is we have gone with a question answer type of material. Right. It will be very useful. All topics are covered with a question answer type. Right. So near about 100 different questions we have prepared topic wise. So everyone can utilize this particular material. Right. So with the screenshot answer with the screenshots where that particular option is available and how you can work out easily. So all 100 different questions are there. Right. So this particular file will be shared from our front office once you confirm your email ID and all. Right. Next. Now let's start with as one of the day one. So couple of day, as I told, the basic will be covering. So for basic, we might not be covering with the entire 1 hour, but it will be like 40-45 minute session initial stages. Once we cover this all that basic part, we'll be continuing with our 1 hour session or more than 1 hour session. It depends upon timings. Now, the first point when you go when you're starting with the basic introduction, what are we going to learn? So when you go with an Excel, we'll be working with the data, information, summarize, visualize, analyze, protecting as well as printing of your data. So these are the end of the day. We will be working with these information only in Excel. Right. So now why particularly we are going with the Excel to store our data when you type, when you store your data, when you type as well as so data is that one collection of information. So that particular information can be stored, right? So we can do calculations with that data as well as you can analyze the data. So end of the day, we'll be working with these three concepts, main importantly. Collecting of your data. With that particular data, we can use calculation part as well as analysis part we can work. Next. So what are the history? When you go with the history of Excel, Excel is also called as a terminology called as spreadsheet application. Excel, another name for Excel is spreadsheet application. When you go with the history of Excel, so it has been started with the name called as VisiCalc in the year 1978. The next, it has been updated with SuperCalc 1980. Lotus 123 in the year 1983, the updates, right? Later, Multiplan or Excel in mid of that particular year 1985, it has changed with the name called as Excel. Initially pronounced with Multiplan, and then it has been replaced with the name called as Excel, right? So from 98, it has been started, 1978. Next, who are the competitors of Excel? Can I know who are the competitors? I have written Excel itself, but in market we have that. But wherever you go, we have competitors. Whichever field you are going, right? With a small business also, if you are going, even for a small kirana shop also, if you are opening, within 6 months you can see another competitor will be opening a kirana shop. Right. So can I know who is the competitor of Excel? Initially, it has been started from 1978. So till date means we will be having competitors. Can I know who are the competitors of Excel? Anyone? Anyone? So from your point of view, who was the competitor of Excel? I have written an answer as Excel itself, but we have competitors. From 1978 to till date, no competitor means it won't be happen. We have competitors for Excel. Yes, Hemant from your end. Anyone? Pramod,
No idea, sir. No.
Vishnupriya. All right. So let me go with some of the points here. Open Office. Hope you heard about this. Right. Libra. Right. Even in mobiles, we will use using WPS and Google Spreadsheet. Right. So as of now, I've gone with this three to four different application. So one of the main nothing but with the demand has came from this one, Google Spreadsheet. Right. So Google Spreadsheet has introduced one of the new concept before COVID and all, and this was is the one of the more focused competitor from Google. So it has opened, and that one Google Spreadsheet has opened one of the plus point that if you're working online, you can open your Excel application anywhere, anytime. But normal days, normal we have normal Excel, we can't open online. Right. So it has some limitation, like only offline we can work out. And suppose if you are in a leave, I can't do anything until unless you send mail or WhatsApp anything, that particular file will be available till the last task which you have done. Right. So now Google Spreadsheet has came up with one concept like you can work from anywhere online. That's Google Spreadsheet, right? With the concept Google Spreadsheet, as well as if you're working with a team, collaboration can be done. So with a team like 10 members are working. Suppose I have given one format. So entry part, data entry part has been done. Like the questions, answers, or suggestions have been shared. So who has shared? Collaboration is nothing but where we can see who has done that particular changes. So suggestions have been asked. So that particular one person have done some changes. So straight away, who has done that particular person changes and all, we can see online itself. A team leader can see that particular changes. Right. So with that particular concept of came Google Spreadsheet have came up. Then later on with Microsoft also it has done that particular part also online. We can using OneDrive we can work out this particular Excel. Like in the latest versions, you can see automatically using OneDrive, we can save all the files on cloud. That particular competition work also been done. Now, if I go with this competition, if I see the comparison between all with Excel, Open Office, Libra, WPS, all are free source, open source application. So open means that it will be totally free of cost, right? No need to pay anything. When market is calling for a free of cost, end of the day, you are the customer for them. Right. So open or free of cost means they won't provide you all the information. Like example, if I compare Excel with these three applications or all these four. So in Excel we have like let's take an example. In Excel we have 100 formulas, but in this particular part we won't be having all 100 formulas. Right? We can, as it's a free of cost, we might be using only 10 formulas. 90 formulas are not available in this. It's only limited time where that's what time being you can open your files, you can take a printout like that, you can work out all with all these. Even in Google spreadsheet also, we have that whatever task we can work out in Excel, or not all the tasks can be done in this. Only one of the future it has been implemented, that's what collaboration. That collaboration work also has been implemented in Microsoft in the latest versions. Now, so that is the reason I have taken answer as Excel itself. Right. So now with these particular terminology, we came up that wherever you go, which are that the competitor wise in organization perspective or low or that much small organization or a big organization or a small post or a big post, wherever you go, Excel is one of the very most important application, right? The last class which you have seen, even I have imparted classes for IAS level officers, one of the biggest posts in the government sector, they too want Excel, right? Even for nothing but a big companies like Deloitte, right, Microsoft, all whichever position you are in, Excel is one of the very most important application. Right. So now let me take you through one more query in this. So everyone knows who is the father of computers. From school days, we have learned who is the father of computers. Anytime you can answer it. Can I know that what as Excel is one of the important application which we are using in our regular day-to-day activity? Can I know who is the father of computer? Who has introduced Excel? Who has introduced? The name initially it has given as VG-Calc in the year 1978. But who has introduced that? Who is that's what computer is totally different. Who has introduced? Because of that only now we are learning and we are working with different companies. And we are doing some calculation, analysis, and all we are doing. Any idea who is the who has introduced Excel? Anyone? All right. So now let me take you through that. So basically, two persons are there who has introduced Excel with a name called as Dan Bricklin and Bob Fraxton. So in the year 1978, they have introduced Excel with the name called as VZ-Calc. The abbreviation but Visual Calculator. Right? These two are the person who has introduced Excel. What are the terminologies we'll be using when you're working with Excel? The terminology mostly we'll be working with this. Cell, worksheet, workbook. These three are the most frequently used terminology. What do you mean by cell? Cell is nothing but intersection of rows and columns is called as a cell. If I go with one file where you can see, suppose if I'm selecting one column, right, one row, one column I have selected, simultaneously I have selected one row where you can see an intersect point. This intersect point is called as a cell. Right. So this is called as a cell, a single cell, which is called as an active cell. Right. Remaining are all called as inactive cells. All are cells only. So combination of all of these particular cells are called as a sheet, worksheet. Right. Collection of multiple sheets are called as collection of multiple sheets like this. This is called as a workbook. First a cell. The next collection of cells are called as sheets. Sheets are right. So collection of sheets are called as workbook. These three terminology mostly will be working. right? The next. So objects also one of the same one. And now let's go with this. So file types. So file type, when you go with this from previous version, if I just work out with this previous version, 97 2003, the Excel extension was .xls, 3 characters, right? From 97 to 2003. So with the description where it can store data plus macro plus binary file formats. So it can store all the details. It can store your data. It can store the macros as well as binary file format. It can store. Now in the latest version, what it has done is .xlsx. So this particular single file has been splitted into 4 different types now. Right? Why to store all the information in one file? We'll split all the four different parts. So only by default extension nowadays in the latest version from 2007 version, the file extension is .xlsx, where it can store only data, not macros. Only data. Why to store multiple information and increase the file size? Right. Then next, similarly, XLSM, it can store data plus macros. XLSB, binary format. So binary format, most of you, I think most of you are already aware what are binary numbers, right? Zeros and ones, right? So binary numbers. So binary formats, it's updated. It is updated. It is available in updated version of XLS file format. It can store data as well as macros. So now, why it has splitted these particular single extension to all these 4 different parts, 3 different parts? Why it has splitted? Because you can compress your file size. The main important is the concept why we are using this particular one is because of the file size. Right. So let me show you one example to show the difference between all this. I have taken one file with the name called as orders. Right. So the file name extension is .csv, which is that what called as Excel comma separated value file. Right. So the data, whatever data it has been, whatever data I have in these orders, the file size it has taken is 1850 KB. The same file, if I store in Notepad, the same copy paste in Notepad. So the file size has taken a same 1850. So that is the reason we'll be saving all that. But whenever you download any online platform report into Excel, it will convert into CSV only because of file compress. It will store in KBs only for you. Then next, if I go with the same file in older version, .xls, older version. So it can store, that's what you can see 97 2003, it is storing with 3067 KB. So when compared to 1800, it is 3000. Yeah. Right. Now the same file, if I store in XLSB, binary format, the same content has been stored as zeros and ones. You can see my file size and from 3000 to 800 KB. Lots of file size have been compressed. From 1000 it has came to hundreds. Right. The next XLSX. Now, what a file extension? Default file extension is this one now for every version. Now it has been, you can see 1400 instead of 3000, minimum 40 to 60%, 50%. It has came for 1410 KB. The next, with the formatting, without formatting, you can see without any table format, 1300 only, not even 50%, less than that. Right. So you can see the file extension difference here. So not only picture wise, let me show you one of the example wise for you. So my file, one of the file you can see here, data analysis output. The file extension is XLSX 2007 version related. Now let me open the same file. I've just opened it. I'm not doing anything in this. Simply file, save as, browse, and I'm saving the same file in the older version, 97 2003 version. Just select it. Even I'm not changing the file name also. Just click on save. That's it. I'm not doing anything. Just convert it to the, even if I have any changes in the latest version, it will automatically convert that. Next, file, save as. Now let me save this particular file as CSV format. Let me go with a binary format. Right? Now, if I close and try to check it, you can see XLSX. XLS, you can see 7000 KB. In regular format, 2385 KB. I have stored in a binary format, which is totally different. 1000. Where is 1000? Where is 7000? Without doing any third-party software and all, directly you are converting your file size, compressing your file size. No need to use WinRAR or any other third-party software. Directly you can compress your file size. So these all updates are available from 2007 version. XLS, XLSM, XLSB can be accessed in 2007, 2010, 2013, 16, 19, and Office 365. All versions you can work out. Now, so if I go with this, right, if I go with this one, file extension. File extension, just now we have seen before going with the previous one. So XLS, which is previous version 97 2003 version. The last one, which is the last updated one. So number of, if I count the number of rows, it was 65,536 rows. And the column count is 256 columns. IV is the last column. Whereas in the latest version from 2007, it has updated to this. So, sir, how exactly why it has gone with in between character? Why it has instead of going with 10 lakhs 48,576, why can't I go with 10 lakhs 50,000? Why it has gone with some other odd numbers? Why? Because in the backend, as we have just seen binary numbers and all, backend Excel, it works like this. 265,536 is nothing but to the power of 16. Binary number format it will work. Right. So now from to the power of 16, latest version it has just updated with to the power of 20. Only four numbers have been increased. With that, it has from 1000 it has gone to lakhs. Right. The next year also 256 means up to the power of 8. Now it has updated with to the power of 14. 6 points. Right. So 10 lakh 48,576 rows and number of columns are nothing but 16,384 columns. Right. So now let me take you through this one. How big is your Excel worksheet? How big is your Excel worksheet? So how big is your Excel worksheet? Let us understand number of cells. Based on collection of collection of cells is called as a sheet annam kabatti. Sheet ela telusukochu, you can work out with this. Total number of cells. So how many cells are there? Cell definition intersection between rows and columns. So you can directly use equal to 10,48,576 into 16,384. You can see we have more than 17 billions of cells, not million. It has more than 17 billions of cells in each worksheet. This is only for one sheet related. More than 17 billions of cells are there in one sheet. Now here you can see seconds in a year. If I want to just compare, so number of cells is fine, 17 billion. If I want to just compare like this, seconds in a year, how many seconds are there in a year? If I just calculate like this, 365 days in a year, per day, 24 hours, per hour, 60 minutes, per minute, 60 seconds. If I calculate like this, you can see it is still less than the number of cells available in a one sheet. Still number of cells. So without wasting a second also, if I see, these are the number of entire second in a year, overall seconds. If I want to know the time needed to fill one sheet, entire sheet, if I want to fill it out, how much time it may take? 1 year related seconds I have taken this one, right? So I can directly use like this, total number of cells divided by 1 year. This many years it will take to complete the entire sheet. We can use some shortcut method. We can skip within seconds. We can work out all that. Right. So this is about a small introduction part towards Excel. Any queries in this? Any queries? You're welcome to ask. So whatever till now, whatever we have discussed, everyone knows all that the basic concept which we have discussed. So is the speed is fine for all? Speed is fine. Anyone, any queries? Shall you go with the speed, more speed, or the speed is fine? Any comments?
Yeah, hi, sir. So
Yeah.
how did you take that numbers in the last one? Yeah,
This one?
this one. Yeah.
Just divided this number of total cells divided by years.
Okay. Is it
That's
a constant value?
a constant value.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So here you can see number of cells. How many cells are there in the C in a number in a one sheet? How many cells are there in one sheet?
17 billion, sir.
17 billions. Right. So how many sheets we can work out in Excel? Excel workbook. Any idea? How many sheets we can work out in one workbook, Excel workbook? Any idea? How many sheets we can add in a workbook? Cell and in the cell we can see we have seen that one worksheet, workbook. So in the one workbook, how many sheets we can add? By default, whenever we open your Excel application, let me go with that. I have gone with one new file. So by default, it has added one sheet. Right. By clicking on this plus sign, I can add number of sheets. But how many number of sheets we can add? We can add n number of sheets. There is no limit as of now. From latest version 2007. Depend upon your system memory. Right. Next. That's why by clicking on this plus sign, you can add a sheet, or else you can use a shortcut command here. Shift plus F11. Shift F11 to add a new sheet. This is a small introduction part we have seen for today. Tomorrow, in the next class, what we'll do is we'll see the interface of your Excel application, how we can start your Excel application. And different methods are there to start your Excel application. So how many methods we can open and what are the interface of that particular Excel applications. So what are the versions have been started? So you can see the started version I have shown already, like 2007, 30, 10, 13, 16, 19 different versions are there. So how to know which version we are presently using in our system. So all that particular part we'll discuss in the next session tomorrow. Is it fine for all?
Fine, sir.
All right. Right, then we'll wind up with this. So as I told, this couple of days, it will be like this only. Once we are done with these basic concepts and all, we'll be continuing with our regular 1 hour session or more than one. All right. So thank you. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night. 17 million.